So we're nearing the end of February of 2018, and the last update I did for Forex Trendy was on January 10th. So beginning of the year. So let's take a look at what's come up since the last video and see how we're doing. And for pattern trading, it's for me, it's 4-hour charts, dailies and weeklies. These certainly work on lower time frames as well. And if you become a member of Forex Trendy, there's a lot of time frames that you can look at in the settings, which is just over here. And, you get the minute one, 5 minutes, 15, 30. They're going down to these levels here. That's, for me, that's personally not where I would want to go. But you could certainly do some investigation and see if it works out for you. So let's take a look at what we have since our last update. We start with the 4-hour. We've got 0226, so this falls in. And it was a rising wedge sell signal. And it happened just in this area right here. It's actually today. And you can see it broke through and pulled back up. So this is a quote-unquote false breakout. Even though there's nothing false about it, the price did break out. As a trader, you got to understand that when you come into these levels here, there's extra volatility at these levels. There's a lot of competing interests. So with these kind of trades, you want to make sure that you understand where you're going to put your stop. And one way you could certainly do it is just basically using what they call symmetry. If this pullback is obviously it's the last pullback for the breakout, putting your stop in the same level roughly is not a bad idea, give or take a few, right? Because you are in the realm of what's natural for the price at this point in time. Okay, so you can do it that way. You can use an ATR stop, 2 times ATR for your stop. There's different ways that you can place your stop, but whatever you do, just make sure you're consistent with it. So this trade just started 87.85. It's pulled back since then, but hopefully you're not so tight with your stops, and these kind of trades can eventually run from breakouts. We have the Aussie CAD that happened on the 16th. It was a buy signal from a flag. Let's take a look what we got here. And we've got the breakout had happened from a flag, which is basically, well, you have the bigger flag here. You also have another flag in through here, this line through here. And you can see that it did break out quite nicely. And the price was at 99.22. Price rode up to 99.77. And remember, Aussie CAD, this is not a major currency pair, so obviously it doesn't have a whole lot of interest compared to something like the Euro US dollar or the Pound US dollar. But you certainly got some nice momentum off of this once price did break out. And let's just back up here. This is the 12th. So this is actually the trade right here, the 16th here, because this is the 19th. So the trade actually worked out from here. Actually, it's even better. And we rode up to 99.88. Your first target was 1.0009. Now you're just below the 1,000 level, so you certainly want to make sure that you're not getting stuck on those. When you're around those big key numbers, there's not, people will say there's a whole lot of support and resistance in those areas. I've never seen any stats to quantify that, but you are running up into this level right here, so it would make sense to ensure you take some action on this trade. So this would have been a winning trade, and as soon as you see this kind of a reversal here, well, you'd be getting out anyways, right? Because what don't you want to see when you're in a long is strong momentum against you. We have the Euro US dollar. It came out on the 16th, so let's take a look at this one. And it was a breakout, 24.84. This one didn't have much legs at all. It broke out at 24.84, rode up to 25.40. So you did get 25.52. You actually got to your first profit target on this trade from 24.84 to 25.37. You absolutely got there. So a winning trade. Obviously management comes into play on how you're going to manage these trades. We have the Swissy against the yen. Let's get this up here. This was a flag buy signal, and it certainly broke out, and it just drifting lower. Not a great trade here. But again, price breaks out here. So how would you work this trade? Obviously, price breaks out. You get this consolidation. Now, consolidations right after breakout are not necessarily a bad thing. When it becomes a bad thing is when you have this kind of a move here. Again, it's a strong move against your position. You don't want any part of those. Next one we have is a New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Triangle buy signal on the 15th, which brings us into this area here. And it's certainly got a little bit of legs to it, up to 74.37. Our first target was 74.35, and your entry was at 73.78. So again, you know, for a 4-hour chart, not a bad little trade. But again, how you manage these trades matter. And I think you can see from the last few trades that when a trade is failing, it's giving you a clue. It's this strong momentum against you. We don't mind pullbacks after breakouts. They're not a big deal. The big deal is when the price action has momentum to it. When you see a pullback, you want to see some lazy action. And if you are in this trade, you were in this trade, and price came against you and you just held on, once price started consolidating at the low of a momentum red candle, you might want to start taking some action. So again, those are 4-hour charts, and 4-hour charts just in general are going to give you less play. A lot of price action, price pattern traders, Paul Brandt, I believe his name is Paul Brandt. Anyhow, he won't trade anything less than a weekly chart. So, you know, take that for what it's worth when it comes to patterns. But these do work if you are into actively managing your trade. We don't have any on the daily charts. That's setting up after our last update. Let's just take a look what happened in this trade. This is a buy signal. And this one totally collapsed. Again, it's management, right? Falling wedge on the pound Aussie. Oh, let's go to here. The US. Oh, what was this trade? Okay, it was a sell. Okay, good. I was going to say, wow, this one tumbled. So it was a break at 8.17, and there you go. It's in here. And how far did we drop? We fell to 76.36. So you got your first target on this trade, and again, you know, you got no heat on this trade. Depending on how you enter these trades, you got nothing against you. You got a little pullback here, but your entry's up in here. So this actually turns out to be a fantastic trade. What showed up on the weekly here? We've got a rising wedge break at 87.99 to sell. I was going to say where to go. And it's this one trade broke down, bottom out at around 80, let's just say 84. So we haven't hit any targets yet. But again, these are pretty big trades. We're talking about a weekly chart. So if you're not the kind of trader that can hold on to these kind of trades, you don't want to trade the weekly chart. But what you can certainly do is if you can look at the weekly chart, see the breakouts of these patterns, and use lower time frames for trades in the direction of the breakout. You can do that as well because there's momentum going on in here. But if you did take this trade at 87.99, let's just say 88 for math, you've amassed some really good profit so far at 83.80 is where we're at now. So you can see weekly charts, when they break, they can amass a huge amount of pips. Again, where you place your stop is important on almost any trade. A lot of traders place their stops far too close because they want a bigger position size, but that's not what you want to do. Anyhow, you know what? The best thing to do, grab Forex Trendy. I think you can see from all the updates I do on Forex Trendy, which is probably one of my favorite products out there. It's price action, it's price patterns, and it's not just, you know, buying, selling signals. Anything just out of the box like that, you got to do some work on those, as you see in my other updates and my other videos about some other products that are a little bit easier to trade. But you do have to do some tweaking. You can't just trade those out of the box. This here, at least you have a little bit of discretion. And if you understand price action, for example, what makes a good breakout pullback trade, right? What don't you want to see against a breakout pullback? And the pullback, you want to see lazy price action. You do not want to see hard slams against you when you're in a long position, for example. So that's that. Click above, click below, sign up for Forex Trendy, give her a go. You know, you can, like I said, go through all the settings you want, find different charts that you like, the reliability of the patterns. And to be quite honest, I haven't broken that down. I don't know exactly what that does. But I use low, and I do that because I understand price action. And you get alerts and get email alerts. Anyhow, that's it. Thanks for watching.